It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. In the early 2000s, watching videos and sharing videos online wasn't as easy as it is today. I mean, people struggle with being able to go find a video, maybe go watch the clip they want, and more importantly, there wasn't a dedicated platform that you could go to watch all the videos you wanted at one time. Now, here's what's interesting. Here's how I got started with Jar. And I just want you to make sure you understand this. Jard and his friends were watching the 2004 Super Bowl. Janet Jackson had this malfunction that happened during that time, if you remember. And so they decided, whoa, I want to go see that again. Okay, I'm a Janet Jackson fanatic, okay? But don't worry about that. Don't judge me either. So they go out and they couldn't find the video online. And as much as they searched and searched and searched, it didn't happen. So they said to themselves, this is crazy. And as a result, they went on to create YouTube, which is the #1 video platform in the world, all because there was a problem. It existed. They felt they weren't alone and decided to go do something about it. Hence, we now have YouTube. You might be watching this broadcast right now through YouTube. What's my big takeaway to you as a CEO? There are really 3 takeaways. Number 1, have a real clear vision on what you want to do. Very, very important. Okay, got it, Shay. But here's the 2 that relates to sales. You have to have the sales leadership and the sales strategy to be able to move forward to get the idea from where it is to implementation that then brings in the revenue. So you solve the problem, then you have the sales positioning, then you have the sales leadership, and then you're able to take your sales revenue to a whole nother level. You can do it just like YouTube. With that being said, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle, the #1 platform that CEOs get together in order to be able to do what? That's right. #1 platform the CEOs are able to come to get together in order to build their business. It's the only platform in the world, by the way. We start off every single morning, and we're not going to start this way. This is kind of like our Pledge of Allegiance. And our Pledge of Allegiance is when we say these words. Go ahead and repeat after me. We're at 2 minutes and 25 seconds right now. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Repeat that after me again. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. And the reason for that is that sales is the oxygen to any great business in history. Now, every morning we get together, I always share that we have to learn, earn, and return. Now, this is like a Pledge of Allegiance. So the first one is our mantra, and then we do this Pledge of Allegiance. Now, we're at the 2 minutes and 56-second mark. This is something that every CEO needs to do, I believe, every single day, or we wouldn't do it every single day. So go ahead and repeat after me as you look over here and you see this. I must learn, earn, and return. Every day a CEO must say this. Look to the right-hand side and repeat after me. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and existing clients to return. I must earn, learn, and return. One of our personal mantras that we say every single day. And I think is that it's so important because you know what? If you can't focus on sales, you just can't be in business. So what is our #1 objective? We have 3 objectives every single morning. And we only get together for 15 minutes. The first objective is sales growth. We want to see our sales continue to go up. Every day we get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better at running the organization. #2, we address any roadblocks as it relates to sales. And #3, we understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must do and must understand. Let me give you those 5 sales pillars. Every morning we check in because I want you to know during the day, any problem you have, because sales will solve any business problem, it results to one of these sales pillars. #1, sales planning. What is our plan? What is our strategy? How are we going to reach our sales goal? We got to be clear, got to be concise, got to understand it. #2 is our sales cycle. The cycle the clients goes through. How do we accelerate it? How do we get there faster with less effort? #3 is our sales positioning. That's the words that we use. It's our messaging. Our words will make us rich. And #4 is sales indicators. We spend about 3 minutes every morning going over the CEO sales dashboard, the #1 sales tools that CEOs use to get to $100,000 a month. And then #5, and I think this is the most important, is we always got to address the sales team. So if you haven't already, make sure you head on over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com www. Okay, that's not it. 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 Okay. Okay, go over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Once you get there, download it because we're going to be going over this in just a few minutes. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program as we move on. Let me give you a quick overview. For all the folks that are new for the very, very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. For those folks that are every morning, this is when we do a check-in. So do me a favor, look right below the video. Look right below the video if you're watching live or the replay. If you're watching live, type hashtag I'm here. That's a quick check-in. Let us know that you're here, you're in the conversation. That's part of the accountability. If you're watching the replay, welcome. We thank you. We appreciate your time. We're at the 5 minutes and 56-second mark right now. So you make sure that you go over there and you put hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. If you're new and this is your first time, let me go ahead and share with you what this whole purpose. Why do we even do the CEO Sales Dashboard? The CEO Sales Dashboard is a place where CEOs gather in order to sell more faster. So we come together. We understand that success is a team sport. You could only get so far by yourself. So you show up. What's our big why? It's about sales growth. It's about accountability. It's about consistency. You may have heard this before, and I believe that it's so important that consistency is the key. Let me say that again. Just one more time so you get that. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Having said that, what do most people struggle with most? They struggle with consistency. So we only ask for 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. That's 1% of your day. There are 1,440 minutes in every day. You show up for 15 minutes a day for one outcome. And one outcome only. Let's show this at the 7-minute mark. Let's show them the number one outcome we have. And the number one outcome we have is $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. Now, I'm not sure what your goal is. Maybe your goal is $1 million a month. Maybe your goal is $100,000 a day. Maybe your goal is just $1,000 a day. But our goal, when you show up at the CEO Sales Huddle every morning, the number one reason I want you showing up over here is that you have a goal. And your goal when you show up is $100,000 per month plus of consistent, predictable, reliable income at the 7-minute and 35-minute mark. Just check in with yourself. And I want you to imagine that as a CEO, you have an extra $100,000 a month. And it's going into your bank account month after month after month after month. Here's the question. How would your life be different? What would you do with the money? And it's not about the money, but it's about the meaning that you're going to have in the world, that I know the difference that you're going to make. So if you haven't already, understand there is no barrier. There's no barrier. All you have to do is show up for yourself, show up for your business. Part of life is showing up. If you haven't already downloaded the CEO Sales Dashboard, do that now. We're about to go into the most important segment, I believe, that we do every single day for the next 3 minutes. So go over to www.ceosaleshuddle. Make sure you register, get your dashboard, and you're going to open it up in about 30 seconds here, or 10 seconds. We're at the 8-minute and 27-minute mark. So we're doing fine. We're working along. We're getting better, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, second time we've used all of this. But today we're talking about the CEO Sales Dashboard, which is the number one tool that you're going to use to get to $100,000 per month. And we're going to look at 5 indicators as a CEO. We're going to look at leads. You're going to track appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. The reason for that is this one simple principle. What gets measured gets managed. Go ahead and put that down in your notes. What gets measured gets managed. Now, when we pull it up, which we're going to do in about 10 seconds here, so let's go over there before we pull it up. Let's click on it, open it up, open up the Excel sheet right now. We went through great lengths to put this together so that you would have a way that you can go in there and look at it. Now, when you open up your Excel sheet, we're at the 9-minute and 22-second mark. We're going to spend about 3 minutes on this now. You go over to the date. Inside the date, look at today's date and then look at yesterday. There's 5 categories and there's subcategories. Your assistant can put this in there. You can put this in here. Your sales manager can put this in here. Your chief sales officer can do it. I don't care who does it, but every morning, I want you to take this 3 minutes and open up the CEO Sales Dashboard, which is the number one sales tools that CEOs use to get to $100,000 a month. What gets measured gets managed. Now, I take about a minute. We're at the 9-minute, 57-second mark now. And I take every single day, I take about a minute, and we focus on one area. Let me see if I get this back here. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, Shay Brown. Let's see if I can get this back here. Okay, maybe this is it down here. Okay. Okay, I focus. We got a new tool here, so I'm learning this. But we focus on one area every single day. Now, I just lost 20 seconds. We're at 10 minutes and 26-second mark. So let's focus at one area of the CEO Sales Dashboard. You tune in right now. I'm going to do this for about 60 seconds. So you tune in right now. Arguably, one of the most important segments is the CEO Sales Dashboard. Okay, so open it back up, and let's show it to them. Let's pull it back up here. Want to give you visual. Some of you are visual. Some of you listen to my voice on podcasts, and you can't see this. If you can't, don't worry. We're going to work that out. Okay, here we go. So here's the CEO Sales Dashboard. You saw it earlier. This is how you saw it here. So some of you saw it here. You have your Excel sheet open. I'm going to show it to you in another way graphically so you can see it. Now, we're going to look at appointments. There's leads, there's appointments, there's offers, there's deals, there's repeat. I'm going into one area. Here we go. Start the clock right now in 11 minutes. 11-minute mark. Here we go. Appointments. Nothing happens without an appointment. I want you to get really serious at looking at how many appointments do you need to run in your business or your team needs to run in order to achieve your sales strategy, your sales plan. Now, under appointments, I have a couple subcategories. You can add more. You can subtract some away. This is a template, but it's worked for many of my clients. Number one, how many appointments were set? Now, there's a difference between appointment setting and appointment running. Appointment setting means someone agreed to come to the webinar. Someone agreed to meet with your team one-on-one. Someone agreed to meet in person. Someone agreed to meet on a Zoom call or a StreamYard call. You set the appointment. And then there's appointment running. That means someone showed up. So how many appointments were set that you had set yesterday? Then how many did you run? Now, I like to look at another category as well. It's a subcategory, which is there's one-on-one appointments. That means yesterday I had an opportunity to talk to some folks one-to-one. So just Shay talking to them. Then there's one-to-many. This is the example one-to-many. So I'll do this one time. We'll get about 10,000 downloads on the podcast. Some of you watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. Some of you tune into me live. Some of you on social media. Some of you on on-demand platforms. Wherever you are, you're there. Okay, that's one-to-many. Then there's an appointment that I can have for a collaboration. So yesterday morning, I had an appointment. It was for a collaboration. How can we collaborate? How can we work together? And then others are referral. So sometimes people refer business to you. When you set that appointment, it's higher quality appointment than anything else. And you maybe have a separate funnel for referral appointments where you're touching them before you get together. Now, here's what I want you to know. And I only go deep in one area one day. We're at the 13-minute mark, so I've lost 2 minutes of the time. But appointments are important. So you're going to track this. Without appointments, we all would agree, nothing happens without an appointment. Would you agree to that? Say that with me. Everyone write that down in your notes. Nothing happens without an appointment. So every day after we do the CEO Sales Dashboard, I like to then go over and celebrate any wins that we have. So let's celebrate any wins. And when you talk about celebrating wins, sometimes we have a way of beating ourselves up. And I know I've been guilty of doing that. Maybe you've been guilty of doing that. And so today I want you to take a moment. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. And I want you to imagine you're answering these questions live with me right now. Number one, what are you, well, you can't see it there. So what are you most proud of? Look at yesterday. What are you most proud of? And then what was your biggest accomplishment yesterday? If you could come online right now, we could open you up and bring you in right now. You only ask for 15 minutes. What do you want to brag about? What do you want to share with the world that this is something that happened yesterday as it relates to your business and sales, specifically sales, and you want to brag about it? We're going to go and do that. But then we're also going to take a moment, and we're also going to take a look at some of our biggest challenges that are facing us today. Maybe yesterday you just didn't feel good. So what was your biggest roadblock yesterday? And whatever it is, go ahead and write that down. We're going to acknowledge that. And then what's preventing you today from taking the actions you need today to move your sales forward? Now, some of you apply this because you studied the one thing as well. You're applying it to your life. What's the one thing you could do today that if you did it would move your life and business forward? I'm focusing right now just on sales. And then the last part is what's the one thing you can do that only you can do? Now, we're at the 14-minute and 50-second mark. I want first just acknowledge you for being here. I want to acknowledge you for the winner that you are, for the champions that you are, and just showing up. Showing up is the first step, and it's very, very important. We're not going to marginalize it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to say anything negative about it. But I want you to start taking more action. I want you to be more participatory, not with me, but with yourself and your team, and using the CEO sales dashboard and use this as a moment. Maybe you listen to me while you're in the shower. Maybe you listen to me while you're driving down the road. Maybe you're fixing dinner right now. Maybe you're fixing coffee, but you're listening. 15 minutes a day, let's you and I get together. Now, let me give you the message of the day. The message of the day. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with the most? Well, including Shay Brown, it's consistency. So there I was. I was in my business. I was working hard. And my goal was to do this webinar. Now, I had started writing the webinar. I started putting my content together, but I never could quite finish it. And I would always push the date out. We're going to do it on the 1st. We're going to do it on the 15th. We'll do it on the 30th. We'll do it at the 1st of next month. And I wasn't consistent at just working on the process. Systems are important. So as a result of not being consistent, guess what I did? I never got the webinar off. It went on a couple of months. And so the lesson that I learned is that you've got to be consistent at doing the small things. And if you do the small things, consistency, it equals the big thing. I kept saying one day I'm going to stop and I'm going to do it all at one time. What's the takeaway for you? Take a look at your own life and ask the question, where can I be more consistent? Because consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And as of today, you are consistent. And that right there, that's the message of the day. The message of the day is go out there and be consistent. Consistent in your phone calls, consistent in generating leads, consistent in adding value, consistent in building collaborations. Consistency is the key. And if you told yourself in the past, I'm not that consistent, or I'm always on track, tell yourself that you're back on track right now. Because life is a series of being on track, off track, on track, off track. Okay. That's the message of the day. Be consistent. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, look right below the video and put hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here. If you watched the replay, you made it all to this part, put a hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. And for all the podcast downloaders, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you. You are amazing. You are incredible. And you're so special. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, and I look forward to seeing you at the next, CEO Sales Huddle. I'm out. Peace.